Alrighty, welcome to a brand new series. I'm really excited about this. I've played this a little bit over the last couple of weeks. The game is called Foundry. It's from a little independent studio in Austria, I believe. There's about 4 of them. Just to note, it is in alpha preview status. So you can wishlist it on Steam if you wish, it is there. Or if you want to support the developer and you like this game, head over to itch.io and purchase it there. As you can see, I'm on the experimental version, being a little bit daring. I've played on this a bit and it hasn't really broken the game, so I'm happy to try on this. So this is what I'd like to play through as well. There we go. We'll go for a brand new game, and just so you can see, nothing's preloaded, it's totally random, and we'll start game. Now at the moment there's no, because it's alpha preview, there's no storyline or anything just yet. You just start, which is fantastic right here. So as you can see, it's a voxel game. The title gives you a hint as to where you're going to go, which is into foundries. But you'll sort of work towards that. There's no end game yet. As I said, it's still very much in development, but everything seems to work quite nicely. I'm really excited about what they've done so far, and where they're going with this. So, as you can see, there's a compass just there. You start on 0, which is fantastic, which means you'll always know where to go to for your starting point. There is a map, just in case, which we want to have a look at, because we want to start with the tutorial, which is taking 150 xenophorite and 150 technum ores, as they're marked on the map right here. So it's nice, easy to hover over there. There's usually a starting patch of each, sometimes close together, sometimes not, sometimes on a hill. So it can, if you are starting on a hill and you don't want to, just restart the game. So let's get on going, and I'll make some pointers as we go through. So your hotbar's down here, it's nice and easy. If you want to see what you're looking at while you're here, you can press V and it brings up your tablet and it shows you what you're looking at. So you can see that I'm looking currently at xenophorite ore, and it yields 35 ore. Or we go over here and look at this, and you can see that there's 966 left, so it's a nice easy way. If you mine this, however, which you can do, so we'll just quit out of that. 1, it'll only get you 2 ores, but if you mine one of these, it gives you 35, so it's fantastic. So don't sit there mining the little ones. So I think this is done, these big ones, just so you get a bit of a faster start, so you're not grinding, which is and there's a limited amount, as you can see. There's only a few up the top here. So what we'll do is, look, I know we're going to need quite a few anyway, so it doesn't take much time just to mine them all up. It just stops them coming back to it in a moment anyway. So this is your starting ore. As you can see, it is a voxel game. I don't know whether that's going to change in the future or not, but it does look rather polished, actually. I do like it for a voxel game so far. I'll just grab these last few. The mines, so as you can see, obviously they do deplete. So it's not like in Satisfactory where it's unlimited. And I do like the crumbling as well. You can turn the crumbling fast and slow. I've got it set currently at I'll have a quick look. Settings, train block shattering, I've got on, and I've got it very fast. I think the default, the default's a little bit slow, which can be a little bit of a pain if you're digging down low. So I've set it on fast. You can turn it off altogether, actually, for that matter. So what we'll do is we'll quickly go to the map. Okay, so we're going to the what's that, north east a bit. Looks like this could be up high. Actually, we could have them on different levels, which will be interesting. No, that's not it. Oh, I've gone past it already. Oh, there we go. It's sort of blended in. Okay, so look at this. We've got one right up high, and we've got one right down low, which is just there. So we're going to start our building in here somewhere. It is very much a 3D builder as well, meaning that you don't want to just build on the one level. You do really want to take the opportunity to make it a multi-level build as well. Being up high does have its benefits with being forced to build this high, because it means we can put our solar panels up nice and high straight away. So we'll grab this. We'll just grab all of them just so they're out of the way. And then, like anything else, we'll go and punch some trees, or in this case mine them, for biofuel, and then we can start with our initial smelting. There we go. We'll just get these last few. Alright, that should give us a nice lot. So open our inventory, we can see I've got plenty here. The auto sort feature works marvelously, and we can see all our current crafting at the moment. Alright, so we're going to mine 20 biomass. Again, if you want to see how much biomass anything gives you, just hit V. You can see tree yields 10, jungle plant 4, and these little jungle plants 3. And did I show one of these? Yep, 4. Okay. So we'll exit out of that, and we'll go and grab a bit of biomass. We're going to need quite a bit of this early on. Like most starting games, everything's it's definitely not grindy, but you do need a fair bit of it until you get your early tech up and running. But automation is key here, and you can automate everything quite quickly, especially with the help of the solar tech, which is great. We're going to go and clear some of these up here actually, because we're going to actually want to build quite high. So we'll probably be using quite a bit of this at the moment. Alright, where was our... just down there, okay. Just so we know which way we want to build to. We'll actually go back down to this one, because this is, out of the two, this is the one that you're using the most of early on. Not by a lot, but that way if I've got a little bit of a line of sight to the ore, that'll help. Alright, I think the other one is just up there somewhere, so we'll just grab these. Alright, and then we'll go and start the crafting. Alright, 1, 2 more. Decidedly indecisive. Alrighty. So let's have a look at what we can do. So it wants us to craft a primitive furnace. So as you can see, it's the only thing at the moment that we can craft. So we'll craft that. What I'll do is I'm actually going to craft 2. That way I can get 1 done for each ore to start with. So you can see everything that you craft ends up in your inventory, and you just need to move it to your hotbar to use. So also everything, everything so far has a panel. I'm just going to go on here, which is basically the front of your machine. You can see there's a rotate and then deselect. So we'll go into hotbar 2, we'll place both of these down here, and we'll quickly just get rid of this tree. Alright, so next thing it wants us to do is, is craft 40 xenophorite plates and 20 Technum plates. So nearly everything has this sort of a panel as well, so you've got your on and off switch, and then you configure what you want it to do. So in this one we'll do the xenophorite plates, and it tells us nice and clearly input content is 60 a minute of the raw ore, and the output will output 30, so it's a 2-to-1 ratio. Now to fill the machine, you can either use manage inventory and do them individually, or you can go put in, and it'll put in as much in the input content as it can. We do just need to use that to manage the fuel, so we'll whack 100 in, and we'll go to this side as well. Configure, and this one will do the rods. And from now on, rather than call them the Technum rods and the xenophorite plates, I'm just going to call them rods and plates. We'll do the same thing. We'll open that up there. We'll get that going. And while they're, see, they go rather quickly. And while they're doing that, we'll just grab some more biomass as well, because we're going to need it. Yeah, so as I said in the introduction, it's a small development team. It's in pre-alpha. However, it's very, very playable, and the concept is quite intriguing. It reminds me, now I could be wrong, it reminds me a lot of Fortress Craft Evolved, especially later in the game. And Fortress Craft Evolved, for those who don't know, is for me it's probably one of my top 5 games that I've ever played, and I've played a few, and it actually still plays quite well. And this game almost feels like it's a bit of a, or could be, a bit of a successor to that. Except it's Fortress Craft Evolved without the tower defense. There's no mobs or enemies. As I said, there's not even an end game at the moment. It's just progression tech tree. There we go. Okay, so now to take the to take everything out, you can either go to manage inventory and take it out that way, or you can just go up to it and press extract, and it'll just take out any output content, which is fantastic. So there we go. We've got our plates and our, we'll just fill this back up. Our plates and our rods, and we'll fill that up so I can do some more while we're carrying on. So now it wants us to craft 20 building blocks. So when we open our menu now, we've got our structures menu, our components. So structures are all your conveyors, loaders, which we'll go through in a moment, a biomass generator, and down here, this is going to be the one of the largest parts of your game, right through from now to end game. This is going to almost set the tone for how big your factory is and how fast you can progress, because everything is nearly everything is built on foundations, and that's what this is, because the power system works through the foundations. So components, like everything else, is just your semi-components, so you use these to make something else. Your handhelds, at the moment it's just a mining drill. Your metallurgy, which is just your plates and rods, and your buildings, which include your research lab. So we 20 building blocks. So one of these make 5 each. So if we go 5 5s, we should get 25 building blocks. And what I'll do is I'll just pop that on my hotbar. All right, so we've got our 25. There we go. Then it says place 20 blocks as a foundation next to an ore deposit. So what we'll do is I'm going to start here, and we'll pop that down. So we'll just go 5 5s. There we go. So this is now our foundation. There's a lot of detail in the information database, so you can either pause the video or just I'll try and explain most of this anyway as I go, rather than reading those out. Now it wants us to create a drone miner. So this is your above ground miner. So this one can't be used below ground, it can only be used above ground, and vice versa. So your below ground You can see here as well, the little one in the corner is making your components before it makes your big one. So that's done a bit like Factorio. Geez, I'm getting all my automation games mixed up at the moment. All right, so there we go. So same thing again. You can see there's a panel. You can actually see the panel at the top there. The only difference with this one is you can see little things at the side, just here. Now, every one of these is either an input or an output, which is fantastic. Which means you're not stuck anywhere or limited. If you want to come out this way and change and come out this way, it's fantastic. I really love that design. So now it wants us to make a biomass generator, so we shall, but I don't have enough items. So what I'm going to do is come back here, pop more of those in, take that out, pop more of those in, and take that out. There we go. There is a day-night cycle, so the nights do get quite dark, so there is a light and plenty of lighting, so there's no gamma adjustment, so I can't change anything. Well, that's so you'll just have to bear with me. Hopefully it's not too dark for stream. Okay, so we go biomass. And you can see it's just doing the components. Again, all those things will automate later on. There we go. One biomass generator. We'll just pop that down there again because we're limited, which we'll see in a minute. So we'll pop that in, and we can see now the burner status. The max output is 80 kilowatts. Sorry, 800 kilowatts. Current output is none. And we can see here the power information. So we've currently got a low voltage grid. We've got one biomass generator currently doing that, and then we've got the drone miner going. And the drone miners, they have 4 drones, and you can detect their status now, what they're doing, and as they're charging, they're using 50 kilowatts per drone charging. So as you can see, it's not using electricity when it's not charging. So, and these are connected via the floor, and this is what makes it as a foundation so important. We're just going to light on. There we go, so we can see. Right, and there we go. We can see the ore coming in, and you get a last yield per minute. Now that changes quite significantly because it depends on how far they have to travel, and if they have to wait to drop it off. So it is a little bit inconsistent. So now it's saying craft a smelter, craft 2 loaders and 20 conveyors. It says build 1 smelter on the foundation. Now if we're able to, we'll make one, and we'll see that this is quite a big building, and we are going to need quite a bit more foundation before we can do that. So we'll pop that in. And this structure is quite large, as you can see. So we're going to need a few more foundations. So we'll grab these. Whoop. All right. And we'll grab these, and you can see now why I mined all the why I hand mined all that ore early on. Because I knew that we would need it. Now we're going to set the smelter out this way. Now everything is cramped, and you've got to be prepared for a lot of rebuilding, breaking stuff down and building it. Because again, you're limited by your base. So we'll go 1, 2. So the minimum amount between these is 3, which I'll show in a minute. Now we'll see here that it says missing building foundation because it's missing this here. So any building that you go on to, you'll see here at the bottom it says requires foundation. So speed 2, max power consumption 100 kilowatts, but requires foundation. And requires foundation means one of these. We've got a few left, so we'll pop that on, and then you can see as soon as that's enabled, you can configure the shelter, the smelter. There we go. So for this one, because we're doing the xenoferrite, we'll put that in, or xenoferrite. I have no idea how to pronounce that properly. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that was our smelter. We put it on the flat platform. It now wants 2 loaders, so that's these. So we'll get those 2. And then we need some conveyors, so we'll have to go back again. And we'll see if we've got any more. There we go. Down and up. There we go. And we'll make a few. All right, we'll pop this on here as well, and we'll just wait for some conveyors. There we go. All right, we'll get that in a moment. So the loaders, here we go. So loaders, so wherever you see these on the side of the machine means you can put a loader on, and they're in and out, and they do have a radial menu. So you can either just place them, so you can see that it needs a building, so they can only be put against buildings. You can't use them over conveyors, so you can't put a conveyor here and then put a loader off that, so that doesn't work. But what we do is we just grab it, and I want to place it here, and the reason we need a minimum of 3, no, this way. See, it'll do here. Now, because this is a miner, and the only thing that you can have with a miner is an output, it will change it automatically to an output. There we go. But the default is intake. And to change it is just by the toggle button. So we can see now, and that's why we need the 3 the 3 spaces, the minimum of 3 spaces, otherwise we can't put them in there, not without making some sort of an S configuration. So there we go, and look at that, we've already got 19, so it's going well. So that's now automated from here. It's only taking 200 and so kilowatt, and that's now working. Now the only way to do that for the other ore is to do the exact same setup like this up there. So what we'll do is we'll keep going here for the moment, see if we've got any left. Okay, we've got a little bit left to put in there and a little bit left to put in there. So we'll let that go down. All right, so that's part 1. Build a research lab. We'll get to that soon. At the moment though, what we need to spend time doing is to automate this one and get another one set up there and do the same with that. Building a research lab at the moment doesn't give me any benefits, so we'll take this out. There we go. It's a little bit squishy on the side, and that's almost done. Done. Okay. So F to demolish, nice and simple. We get our biomass back, and this one's finished as well. Well, there we go. All right, so this one's up and running. Just take a few more as we go up. Now we'll go back up to our other one. So this color here is just rock. And we don't you can't actually mine that, so if you put a miner next to it, it won't do anything. All right, here we go. Now up here, we're going to build this way, because what we want to do eventually is we want to connect the 2 miners, or the 2 mining platforms. So this one, we will, we'll go from here, why not? Let's make a few more of these. We also need a miner, we also need a drone, a smelter, a miner, biomass because they're not connected, and 1-2 loaders, and that should be pretty good. Okay, we've got 65 now. We'll start like this. We'll just wait for the smelter. All right, almost. Actually, we can probably go to. Probably need to come out here a bit more. Like that, I think. If I've done that correctly. All right, that should be the drone miner. There we go. Also, when you go to place the miner, you can see it turns blue, which means that's where it'll reach. So you can see at the moment it won't reach down the back there. So the range of these early on is only 6. When you get the upgraded miner, that range will be 8. But if you were to do this, see down anywhere else, it says no mineable ore or blocks. So this is only for above ground ore. So we'll pop that down. Then we'll do the same thing here. We'll get the biomass generator and we'll throw that in there, and then we'll get our smelter, and I think that's no, missed by 1. All right, what you can do is you can build that first. There we go. I'm building that way, and then I can grab that, and then it should also say, oh, yep, no foundation, and then you can just come underneath and just drag it across. There we go. You can see that the panel has lit up. The miner's already going. We can now go configure smelter, and we want the rods. And there we go. And that's going as well. All right. The moon's coming up, so the time here as well. So it's 0:45, so it's 4:45 in the AM. So we should see the sun starting to come up again soon. So if it is a bit dark, I apologise. Hopefully I've been shining the light on where I've been going. That's what we'll do. So like most games, you're going to be running backwards and forwards just a little bit, grabbing your resources, and I'll just keep grabbing some more biomass as I go as well, while we just wait for a few more resources. We're going to need them. It's just inevitable, just until we get solar panels. It is one of the very first things we can research though, so it's no big deal. And there we go. Oh, another one right here. Alright, so we can see we've got the 2 levels now. We'll just grab this out. Just clears up our field of view as well when we're looking at things. Alrighty. There we go. Okay, what do we got here? There we go. See, it's already up to 190, which sounds like a lot when you're making them, well, with the other one, with the starter furnaces, but yeah, like everything, the scaling is pretty intense, and 190 soon will not be very much at all. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the moment it's wash, rinse, and repeat. Meaning that the only thing to do to really spend your initial resources on is, whoops, okay, I'm having a bit of a, oh no, there we go, is to keep building out and foundations. That's what I was saying earlier, when your limitation really is how far you can build out, and that's dependent on the amount of foundation that you have. what we'll do is we'll create another miner, another smelter, and we'll get that one going as well. Now I'll turn the light off. Now the ratio isn't exact for these, so that's why we'll do a rebuild a little bit later. I'll usually, once I've got the resources, it's about 1.5 of these to one of these, or even 2, and you just let them fill up because it does fluctuate. So this one won't be working at 100% all the time, although it seems to be holding up fairly well at the moment. Okay, so we'll get that one set. What I usually tend to do is keep 2 between them and face them up with each other, just so I can come in and grab these quickly, and then I can see what what I'm doing as well. We need 1, 2 of those. There we go. And we'll run it this way. There we go. Whoops, now did I set this one? No, I didn't set it. There we go. Alright, so now we've got 2 of these going. Very good, very good. You can see we're still very much within the limits for our little biofuel burner, so we're completely fine here. And now we're going to go down there, so while we go down there, we'll make one of those, and yep, we need more plates. See, it does not last long at all. Oh. Okay, and 1, 2 of those. So as you can see, I'm sort of building the 2 platforms out to each other now. Alright, I don't have much at all here, do I? 3. Now there are a lot of different ways to do this. Of course, you could just have the platform on the bottom here and just have 1 block attached between the 2, and just have like little lines. I'll show you. So if you go hold F and then hit Control F, we can pick that one and go up. You could do this and just have 1 little line between the 2 connecting, but I think that's so fiddly to build that way. I mean, it does save on blocks initially, but again, it's one of those things, if you focus on the foundations, then you won't run out. There we go. And a miner, pop that down there. 1 and 2. There we go. And 2 going. All right. So really, that's, you know, this is probably about as good a start as you're going to get. Obviously, if you're playing the game the first time, it feels a lot quicker because, you know, you need time to read all the instructions and everything, and you'll find out that you'll have plenty of products early on. And I do suggest you use the F1 and to read all this, because it's all there. It's got a very good tutorial. It's almost like as they write it, as they build it, they write the tutorial, which is fantastic. All right, so let's have a look at what we've got now. So now we're starting to get there. About 200 of that. Got some more foundations. Oh, I built this one the other way around. Okay, never mind. It's alright, we'll tear most of that down later anyway. Okay, so do another 2 of those, and we'll now build the research lab. Now the research lab does not need a foundation, so we can go anywhere, but it's one of those things that I've found I tend to move quite a few times, and you'll see in a moment why. And it's also quite easy to move, so I would just say be prepared to keep building and rebuilding, and if you think you've got enough room, you don't. Okay, there we go. So you can see that this is one large building. So this gives you should start to give you a bit of an idea of how big an area or things are going to take, and you're going to need 4 research laboratories like this. I think it's 4 at the moment that they're up to. All right. So that's only part 1 done. So that gives you kind of like the skeleton or the outline. Then it's telling you it wants 200 plates, 100 machinery parts, and 100 wire coils. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come on this end and going to build a little, extend the platform a bit, and we're going to build ourselves an assembler, because we don't want to keep either waiting for the crafting. It is fairly quick, but again, the whole idea is to automate. So if you want to build things quickly, like everywhere, don't have the subcomponents be made in your inventory. So I'll throw that here as well. Oops. The panel can go... Oh, the panel can go that way. 1, 2, 3. We'll make that one 4. And we need more plates. We always need more plates. And 2. There we go. All right, now if we go... Oh dear. That is a problem, I keep falling off the platforms. So it needed machinery parts, so we're going to come here and we're going to build machinery parts, and we'll just build it off, yes, this one. So as you can see, if a machine has an in and an out, which this one does, when you put a new loader in, it automatically defaults to an intake. Now, what you can also do, a lot of these visual structural ones have a radial menu, so you right mouse button and you can click whether you want it to be an output or an import or default. The default means it'll pick automatically, but generally it'll be an input. So I'll pop that one there. We'll drag it along and we'll make that one out. And that's going to keep happening. So what we'll do is we will grab now I've got to go around the other side. There we go. It's the same thing now. We can go to the grid status. We can see one biomass generator and everything that's on this platform now. So we're almost about halfway of what one biomass generator can do. All right, so we're making the intermediate parts there. We'll just grab a few more plates, and then we're going to go up here. And we're going to start making the wire from here. So you can see two machines here. Whoops, that's right, this one I did build. Is making us plenty of the rods. So we'll go up. It is so easy to build in this game. It's fantastic. I do really enjoy the way that the platform is built, which is great because it relies so heavily on building the platform. That making it easy to build is great. So you can just drag, and even if it's if I were to do this, everything that's green it would actually put in, so it doesn't stop just because it's red, which is fantastic. Alright, what we need now is another assembler. And you can see 40 doesn't get very far. But we're starting to get a little bit of semblance of a factory. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just put that one at 4. Make another 2 of these. And we'll start making more of the intermediate products right here. So we'll go out and out in there, output, and we'll set you to wire. Alright, so what have we got? Okay, we've still got plenty of rods, which is fantastic. So we'll go down now. And we'll keep the stairs. We'll keep the stairs going. Let's have a look. See, so this it's outputting at 40 a minute, and these are needing 40 a minute. So basically, everything that's going in that smelter is going to be coming out on here. So we'll grab what he's got, and then we'll go to this one, grab what he's got, and now I can't remember what I needed. 200, 100, okay, so we can either manage inventory or you can just put everything you've got in with that. So we'll do that. So we can see I've just put in 100 machinery parts and 139 plates, and no wire coils, so that's being made up there. So what we'll do while we're waiting a bit is we'll just grab a few more, just a little bit more biomass while we're waiting. We didn't need a whole lot more, but it's always good to have, because if you don't have anything in inventory and you'll be on a run of building things, and then you'll need to stop and get biomass, guaranteed. So that gives us a nice bit. Alright, so let's run back up. Up, 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 up. Okay, we don't need any more of those. There we go. Let's take that. So you can see there are different biomes as well. We're actually quite high here. So this is more of plains. Then you've got, I guess, a swampy looking. Not that there's actually water in there just yet. I do know that they're working on water. Desert. I think there is also rocky, mountainous, and then forest. So this is a nice mixture where we're at here. All right, let's go down to here. And the reason I've put this one around this way is because the inputs are here. So I'm facing it away basically from the factory, if you like. I'll pop that in, there you go. So I just need the plates now. And the only one that's producing plates now is this one, because everything out of this one is being used to make the machinery parts. And that's okay, we can keep doing that because we do need a lot of machinery parts and intermediate products as well. So sun's setting, I'll just remember to put my light on so that you can see. Okay, and then we can finish. So what happens now is we get high voltage energy unlocked and science pack 1. And we get a finished research station. How good is that model? I do very much like that model. And there's your ins and outs. And yes, it is on a different level. And yes, it is clunky at first, but it's still going to be manual just for a little while. So it said that we got we got access to high voltage grid, and that's your solar panel here, your light pole and your transformer. So we're about to lose the light. So what we'll do is we'll spend the night time to create to craft some of that and get it set up so that when the daytime comes, so you can see it's 8 o'clock here. So we will wait until the morning. All right, 55. It's not an awful lot. So it's saying it wants us to research a small battery, so we go to G and we can see small battery here, and it takes 30 science packs. So I'm going to start that research. You can do it manually or automatic, so automatic obviously by putting it into there, or manually, which we will do, and that's just by popping it into here, basically just offloading it into there. Now to make a science pack, there you go, so we can make them. We need machinery parts and rods. So what we'll do is we'll start by making 5 because we may as well start making them. Another 5 of those, and what do we, see we're really slow on plates. So what we probably want to do is make another one of these for plates, because there's really nothing to do if you don't have the materials. So we'll go up and have a look, and this one should be quite decent. We've still got lots of rods, and the maximum you can hold is 200, so that's already in there. Maximum you can hold is 200. We don't need any more of the wires for quite a while. What we will need is the electronic components. However, I've got a little bit of wire inside my pocket still, if you like, my inventory. We've got plenty of rods to make those. So the focus at the moment is going to be down there and getting those plates. However, waste not. Let's get another 200 rods in. There we go. And this one's run out of power. There we go. It's doing about 5. Only about 300. Okay, we're fine. Which reminds me, what we'll do is we'll quickly go back up the top though and make sure that one, we'll just fill that one up. It is using a little bit. Actually, no, they're running at the same at the moment, aren't they? Oh, there we go. Lucky we came back up. Got it just in time. All right. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Didn't get us very many. Yeah, I'm missing plates again. Alright, what we can also do is we can shut that one down. If we shut that one down, it'll still put, I think, about 18 plates in there also. Before it starts to back up. I don't know, maybe not. I thought it did have an internal buffer. Oh, maybe that is the internal buffer. Internal buffer's only 3. Okay. Alright, 60. There, that should give us enough room. As you can see, 60 goes very quickly. Alright. Need more iron. Oh, it's not really iron though. Okay, one of those, and 2 of those. Okay, we've got just enough. Alright, we'll wait for that. I should be able to put it in. It should just get a corner there, I believe. Okay, it's... Oh yeah, that's not too bad. What about that? Does that get anything? Not much. It should just get the corner there. Oh yep, that'll be fine. Now, put them back to back. Actually, I can go over one. I will go over one. Put the panel here. And we'll go like so. Oh, I put it around the wrong way. There we go. And I've got some ore in my pocket as well. Grab you there. There we go. Pop that in. And that's out. Excellent. Alright, so now we've got another one making plates. So hopefully we've got a few more plates coming in now, which will make things go a little bit faster. So we've got 57 there. We should still get some out of here. Yep, 62. Alright, there we go. As well, the solar panels, you can see there it requires foundation. So again, everything requires the foundation. So the more foundation you can get, the better. How are we going for that? Well, that's not too bad. So we did have 5 already. So you can see if we just go like that, percentage goes up. And once the tutorial goes away, it'll give you a count of what you're up to up there as well. So you always get a good clear indication of where you're up to. All right, let's grab some more. Let's be extravagant and spend some on foundation there. Ah, dribbled. All right, there. What we'll do is we'll let this one go again. We'll turn that one on, simply because once that goes up to 200, it'll start to back up as well. All right, what I want is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 1. But solar is really, it fluctuates during the day, so you really want to have a battery to help smooth it out. smooth the power out, that is. Okay. Okay, so this should now be full. This should have 200. Yep, and this should have 200. Yep. So what we don't want to do now is waste too much of this. These products. So what we'll do is we'll build another assembler as well. Another 2 of those. Alright, solar panels are almost done. So for the moment, the solar panels are... You're going to have to go up around here. I kind of want them out of the way. So I'll put them in a different... I'll put them in a different height at the moment. But they will go up much higher, so we'll basically end up replacing them anyway. Okay, let's grab this and this. Okay. Actually, what's the height here? I don't want to spend all my time digging at the moment, so we may even go right up here. Oh, that's a deep hole. All right. Yeah, we might go this high, and then start building back towards there. Yep, we'll do that. Only because I don't want to rebuild too many times early on. You can kind of start to judge how much space you need. Otherwise you can get frustrated. There we go, that's now got me heaps. What are we at? 5 AM almost, so that's pretty good. 1, 2. That'll get me up to what, 20? Alright, so we may be lucky. Actually, no, I need this first. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go 10, that'll get me up to 20. See, we're out of plates again. It just doesn't take long. There. Whoops. I do tend to do that a lot, fall off the platform. Which is why I build bigger and bigger and bigger platforms. Alright, so what I start doing now as well is I start using the hotbars and start putting all my electrical items on a separate hotbar. Okay, so we'll go 1, 2. Whoops, did I? No. Okay. All right, come on. 1, 2. There we go. Now, there's quite a few different ways you can build these setups, but you've got limited attachments on the poles, so you need to be careful how you place everything. So the battery will go here, and transformer pop here like that. All right, what we also need on the handhelds is power line. So I'll make a few of those. I'm still making 5 of those. Shift tab. Okay, so what we also want to do now is we'll take it from here. And drag that out there, and we're going to start dragging this towards here. While we're waiting for that, and now we're kind of doing three things at once now. Now it goes this way, and what we want to do is make electrical components here, which will start making other stuff. Up, and make sure we put the output on. There we go. Oh, and we need, I forgot about that. We'll have to come back, that's right. They also need rods. Actually, what I can do is I can put 200 in from my inventory. I don't need them anyway, and I'll grab them from here. There we go. And I don't have any. Right, there should be plenty of plates for me now. There we go. There. And we should have 200 of these. Excellent. So what we can do now as well is 1, 2, 3. What else do I need? Need another 2 of that. And we get 2 of those. All right, that's quite a bit being built now, which is great. Right, pop those in. What are we up to? 73%. Awesome. We can go to the researching. So 22. So another 8, and we're done, which is great because then we can start using the solar properly. So we may just make it. All right. Again, we'll get a little bit of biofuel while we're going, because although we may not need much biofuel, I do keep it there as a backup. You know, in case I build a lot overnight, and everything needs power, and I forgot, and I use this as a backup. You know, plus there's nothing really wrong with deforestation, is there? What could possibly go wrong? There's plenty of forest left. Alright, that's our last one. Let's go and deliver that. And then we can finish off some of these, which will be great. Will be great. Alright. There we go. Battery done. And that's the end of the tutorial as well. So, not the end of all the help you get, but the end of the proper tutorial. So that small battery, we're going to need electrical components, which we're making upstairs, which is fantastic. Alright, so we won't worry about research for the moment. We will really focus on getting this up and running. What time is it? No, it's only 10 o'clock, so we may be able to get some solar out of this. The first thing we're going to do though is we're going to build this down, and we're going to get rid of this. And what this basically is doing is it's acting as my conduit for the electricity. And put this out here. Built another 2. These also need foundation, so you can see it's missing foundation, and now no grid connection, which I know about. Whoop. And we go 1 here. and one here. All right, so now I can... I still can't build those. Okay, hold up. Before we connect it all up. There we go. One battery. Excellent. And then we'll connect it all up and then we'll be cooking with, well, electricity. Okay, try not to fall off. There we go. And we'll pop that one on that hotbar as well. Okay, now I did have a way to... I did this, so this goes there. This goes there. This one goes there, this one goes there. That gives us 3, this one goes there, because they've got very limited... This one should have 2, so this one will go there. Right. Yeah, that one's still got one left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So you go there, and then you also go there. Right. And you go. No, that's wrong. Okay, so to undo, radial and go disconnect, and you click the first one you want to disconnect from, and then the second one you want to disconnect from. Then don't forget to put it back to connect. So I actually want to go here, here, there. All right, because these power poles only have 5 connections. Okay. So what we should have now, I'll turn my light off, is the battery charger. The total battery capacity is 250 megajoules. We've got a transformer, and the maximum transmission rate is 5 megawatts. The transmission rate is turning high voltage, which is this, into low voltage, which is basically your floor. So if we look at the grid now, we now have a high voltage grid, which has 6 solar panels, creating 1.8 megawatts. 1.4 megawatts of that is charging our batteries. And we can see we've got one small battery at this percentage. Then we have a transformer which steps down our high voltage, which is here, and it steps it down up to 5 megawatts, down to our low voltage grid. So you can now see that our biomass generator is not generating because there's enough coming from these solar cells. And this bridge here, this connection here, is what's connecting the solar panels to here. So if we go over to... Oh, it's right here. If we go to here, see, it's not burning now, so this will only burn if there's not enough up there. So what I can do now is take that one away. What I want to do though is, while the sun is still shining, it is 2 o'clock already. It's to me. Right. That's a bummer. Hopefully that it hasn't been out for too long by the looks of things. That one is, I want to make another, at least one other small battery. 2 if I can. Because you're relying on your batteries not only to smooth out your solar panels. So if you look at the solar panels individually, they'll actually be fluctuating up and down. So the batteries not only smooth that out, but what they also do is naturally they store. So there we go, we'll make another 2. So now I'm not sure if the fluctuation does happen because of the clouds or whether it is just a random fluctuation. So they do fluctuate. See, so they go 40. So the max output is 300, but the current output is only 47, and that's probably because this is full as well. Yep. Now I should be right if I've done my calculations right. Oh, did I put that around the wrong way? No. And there, and then I should have one left on either side of these. And once they go orange, it means that they've got their maximum of 5 connections. So the green means they've got a connection left, but the orange means they're full. And this is the way I usually build it. So I can build another 2 solar panels, which I actually will now. And this one, the reason it still allows one more is because we need to come across to daisy chain the electricity. So you can see now I've just tripled it, so I now have 750 megajoules of storage capacity, and this is now at the moment is doing the current the most. So it does have angles, so it doesn't you don't get anything as soon as the sun comes up, and then there's a point in the afternoon that's already decreasing where the sun starts to go down and reduces the angle as well. Except the sun here goes north-south rather than the usual east-west. And the direction of this I have not found makes any difference at all. Whether it has or not, whether it does or not rather, I'm not sure. And hopefully all I want to do is get enough power. See, we're already down to 1.6 from a peak of 1.8, but we've got a 1.4 megawatts going into our batteries, so which is fantastic. I'll pop these 2 in. Oops, I've done it again. This is why I just keep building platforms. Okay, and we'll pop that one there and there. And what we're looking at here is basically what I will build, and I will keep I'll keep building these modules. So this is just a little configuration I've come up with, whether by accident or just trial and error, and it seems to work well for me. There we go. Now you can see down the bottom I've got 5 hotbars. The default is 3. You can change that by I think settings as well. There we go, the amount of hotbar keys. So you can just have the 1 if you want, and I think the default might be 3, but I've changed it to 5. So the way I end up doing it is I'll have basically this, and then my ramps up and down, and then loaders. So I have those sort of things on bar 1. Bar 2 has all my electrical things. Bar 3 I'll have all my other buildings, like the assemblers and things. So if we go back to bar 2, I can add the biomass generator in there. And that's got another 117. What's happened here? Inventory full. Oh yes, that's right, because I needed to... Do I have... Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've done it again. Seriously, folks, you'd think I could walk without falling off. This is why when I watch those Minecrafters, maybe you can shift click in Minecraft, but still, you see them just building things and falling. I would die all the time. I would just die. No doubt about it. Okay. That's it, and I put these in there as well. Oh, actually I'll put those there. You can see it's really easy to change anyway. Alright. So you can see now I can pick, because that's full anyway, I can have this all as a closed circuit, or I can take the rods out of this one, but I can also take it out of this one, pop it on. It's not exactly how I wanted to do this. Okay, let's be extravagant and use an extra few of these. Okay, and show you what I mean, because I can do that and that, and I can build that. Now, to build corners, what you need to do is to have the belt that you're feeding from hit the belt that you're going to make a corner. So this belt is coming in and have it hit, and what it'll do is it'll make a corner. You can't do it the other way. So if you do it like this and then bring the belt in and it doesn't hit the corner, it won't actually connect. So do it the other way around. And that's how you make your corners. And also you can't have belts, corners underneath loaders. So this configuration, you will see here you'll get an invalid connection, and this will still stay intake no buildings. So this one will recognize, but see how it's now straightened, and it'll give you that connection there. So you have to, you have to just make sure that any bends are outside of the loaders. So a couple of constraints, but very small constraints. And they make sense. So, all right, there we go. Now I'll put just enough in. Then we'll go through and configure it, and we want to make these. And what I want to do here is just put that to output. And I just need to put that back in there. There we go. We'll just throw those back in there as well. I don't need them. We've got plenty. Plenty of electronic components there. Oh, we've actually got plenty of plates still. Look at that. Alright. Actually, we didn't want to take those, did we? We want to take these. There we go. Okay, so now we should be just working off the battery, and you can see that the delta, or the drain on the battery is about 500 kilowatts. So it's coming from the high voltage grid. It still needs to be transformed down to low voltage, and everything's running nicely. So, can't jump up there. All right, we'll put a little bit more in there. Okay, looks like we've got plenty more here. All right, so now what I want to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. Now we can go on a bit of a building spree. Only a bit. And we can start. Actually, that can wait. Excellent. Fortunately, though, it doesn't take much to use up all of these. You can build vertically as well. So the only thing you do is when you have this, you just hit Y, and you can build up and down, and just clear to get out of it. And just remember to hit Y again if you want to go horizontally. What are we up to? 75. We're still making some. There we go. Now we're starting to get a little bit of dancing room. Fantastic. Now I don't know if I can come off the edge here. No. I'll have to come up sideways. That's fine. I'm just wanting, just thinking ahead, we want to start now automating this. That just means getting things from up there to here. But we want to join these two platforms as well, so that the power comes through from the one area, so we're not building two different power systems or in two different places. So 3, 4. We'll go back up and get some more. From here. And this should be working well. 68, fantastic. Alright, we'll do this so I don't fall off again, because I always assume I build to the end, and then I don't. Alright, so we're already at the point here, so we're going to dig in slightly. I don't usually like to do a whole lot of digging, but we're a fair way away from that. So I'll build it up a little bit so I can use the room down here. Alright, there we go. That'll give us a bit more. Okay, so what are we on here? 136, and let's see what the... I'm just looking at the height was 136, and this is 152. Oh, okay, that's quite a height differential. Not that that matters. Alright, let's see how far I want to dig in. Soil at this point is not used for anything, so we will just end up just putting it in a storage container. I've got no idea whether it's going to be used later on, but I want to keep this map for as long as I can. So in case I use soil for something, you can just plant it back down. So you can just get soil, pop it back in your hotbar, and oops, there you go. So you can just place it back down. It doesn't count as a foundation though. So there's not a need per se to do that. Rock, however, does get used. It gets used for concrete. Sand at the moment doesn't get used for anything either. But I certainly would like to see in some very future update to have sand be used probably to make glass. Because there does seem to be some leaning towards making factories, because we do have doors already. So it would be good to have windows. There we go. All right, that's starting to look, and this feels this walking on foundations does really have a very much a Fortress Craft Evolve feel to it. So does the menu system. Actually, the tab bar system, inventory system as well. Very Fortress Craft Evolve. Now I could be talking total rubbish. It may not be, may not have any elements of that, but it certainly feels like it. All right, we've got heaps of these now, which is fantastic. So we'll go up here. We will get lights fairly soon as well. Okay. Okay, we've got heaps now up here. And what time is it? 2:45. So we still have quite a bit of time yet before the sun comes up. So let's start having a bit of a look from here. So I don't want to spend all the time mining out, and they do say it's an infinite voxel world, so procedurally generated, so there's really no need to spend a lot of time digging when you can go for miles in any direction, plus build up as well. As you can see, you can build up. I don't know if there is a height limit. Okay, this is looking pretty good, and this will give us quite a bit of smelting room up high for here as well. I'll go one more, and because we are a little limited here, we can only a little bit more that way. Oh, we can go out that way at this level, but we can go up. I suppose we could build down as well once our miners are down there. Okay, I think maybe there's not much point to go much further here. No, I think we'll leave it at that. Okay. 4, 5. Okay. Quite a bit more. We'll automate this fairly soon as well. The main reason I'm doing this right now is just to connect the two power sources together. So we'll go Y and go upwards, and then you can see a fairly good grid, except I've fallen off again. All right, let's go up and have a look. I must be fairly close. I'm glad there's no damage yet, because I would die quite a few times. Oh, there we go. We're actually very close. Excellent. All right, what time have we got it? Oh, excellent. All right. The first thing I want to do is go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 3, 4. And that should give me another whole grid to put up there. And once I've got the power sorted, we'll start automating the science and the building of the... Whoops. Okay, what am I doing? The building of the assemblers, the science, and we'll start automating the block building as well, so we don't have to keep doing that. But this gives us a nice kind of wire frame for the factory as a whole. Actually, I just want to change my mind. Just want to see what the grid's doing. So you can see we're only about halfway through our batteries, so that's not too bad. You can see now one biomass generator, and it's not doing anything. So that is actually the one all the way down here. So you can see that everything's connected through here now, through the floor. So you can see this is not using anything. So we'll have that, and we'll get rid of that. And we'll go up. And we'll just grab a few more of these. And we'll go up here. Now the reason I'm overbuilding the power is because once you get to a certain stage, and running just off the biomass generators, it becomes very difficult, and you could spend all night without your factory running because you've got no power or collecting copious amounts of resources. So one thing I do now is I overbuild my power. Or not overbuild, but make sure I've got enough capacity so when I'm about to go and expand my factory, I don't have to worry about power. So I kind of power first, everything else second. There we go. Three, 4. And we need a few more here. There we go. So the sun is up, but it probably won't be at an angle yet where it's useful. Oh, there is a quick pick key as well, if you, just in case you're wondering how I'm managing to do all this while I'm not on the correct tab bar. So I'm just quick picking everything, which is great. So I'm not going to be anywhere close to 5 megawatts yet, so that's why I haven't put another transformer in here. Oh, okay, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this goes to that end. That goes to there. That goes to there. There. And then this one to there. And actually that to there. Now, see, those two are now orange as well. So it uses up, this configuration uses up all available poles. All right. So we can now see we now have 16 solar panels. It's already making 2.5 megawatt. We've got 2 megawatt going into our batteries, and we now have 3 assemblers, the 5 drone miners, 18 loaders, and the 5 smelters. So everything now, all the way down to there, is now connected via here, which is fantastic. So it's nice and easy. 40. Okay, there we go. Just make a bit of a walk. And then what I also do, now that I'm here, is I set them up and I fill them both up. So what happens now is, if for some reason during the night I run out, or I start to run out, what happens is these ones too will kick in automatically. So I definitely don't rely on these, but sometimes it might be just enough to get you through to get some more building materials. The main thing to keep in mind is when your grid goes down, all your panels go black, which means you can't take out any resources. So what you can do is you can go and shut some machines off. They do, it's not just an on and off, it does go into, I can't remember what it says, it's strained grid or something like that. So it does tell you that you're having electrical issues, which is great. Alrighty. Actually, I just realized I did build this the wrong way around, I think. Yeah, because I need titanium rods, so I'll have to build that from here. That's fine. What am I missing? More plates? Yep, that's fine. I'll go and grab those. We'll have plenty of those, because what I want to start doing now is start automating the building of the building blocks and the building of the signs as well. Okay, so we've got plenty there. So what we will need is quite a few conveyors. We'll need a few ups and downs. We'll need a few of those as well. And you can see by investing early in the miners and the smelters, it really does make a difference later on. For this, so we'll go up here and do this one first. So you can see now that they can take it from underneath if they need to, but you can see that it does, this ore patch does deplete, so it is just your starting ore, if you like. All right, we'll do that. And for this we need that and that. All right, we will use this one. What we'll do is we'll go there, run you out here. Have a look at you there. Yeah, that can run down to there. So we'll pop you there. And then with these, what you can do, they've also got a radial menu. So one way is up, and then you just hit the radial menu and you just go slope down. Turn it around and then you've got your slope. The drag and drop works really well on this as well. It's very well done. Actually, I must say this is probably one of the best belt placements I've seen. Again, place that one first and the one into it, and it creates it'll create the loop for you. So what we'll do now is we'll actually, that might be a long way. See, sometimes the rubble does get in the way a little bit. And you can see as well, once it's being placed, it makes a nice slope and only does the base when it's touching something. So if we were to do this, you can see that it takes away the blockiness of it. I just think it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Sometimes it's the small things, but I do like the detail. All right, there we go. Not sure if that's got it or not. Actually, we probably need another one of those. Belts don't need foundations to work. So, bang, there we go. That'll bring that down. Do another two of those. There we go. Hopefully this will be some of the last ones we have to build manually. There we go. Now it's starting to look pretty good. So what we want to do now, we're going to need 1, 2 to start with, I think. And we'll need a crate and a logistics container as well. So a big difference between the crate is we can put stuff in there. I mean, you can put stuff in here too. The logistics container has those, the input outputs at the bottom. Whereas these crates, actually put them under here. So this storage I usually just put up out of the way somewhere, a bit like Satisfactory, where you can just put things in. So I usually put my dirt in there because I don't need it. But there's no logistical value on those. Let's have a look. I want to... I'm going to want 2 anyway. So we'll build that one. Rods. And these. So we'll have an output there. Well, I'm going to need a few more of these. We'll end up automating most of this as well. Just trying to think how I want to do this. What we're actually going to end up having is having 2 of those. But I don't need both of them to work at the moment, but that's how I want to build it. So what we will do is for this one, oh, one too many. I'll have that one coming across here. I'll just get this one working. There we go. And because I don't have basically a long-handled inserter at the moment yet. So it'll run across the front of it. So we'll have to do it like this for the moment. And then the output is the same kind of thing. Both the outputs will actually run this way. Then we'll build that one there. We'll build... Oh, no. That. Down. Down. That should work. Yep. Again, none of this is fixed. It's all temporary. And that should work too. It should snake. There we go. Alright, in hindsight we probably could have built it a bit better, but again I just wanted to get I just want to get things working at the moment. And this one out as well. All right. Because we're a little bit limited, because what we really want first is the conveyor balancer, which is also a splitter. So it's a splitter balancer in 2, so that we can run and load a second lane, which means it goes across one lane, and I can put another belt across the front, which is what this one will do. It'll come across the front. So at the moment we'll only work on we'll just work on this one, and I can't split this off at the moment either. So we're a little bit limited into what we can do, and to build these we need that. So we really want the splitter because we want to be able to split off here, and we want to be able to get the plates from here and run them across the back here, so we can make the building blocks. But we have automated. Yeah, so we'll do splitter first. It's called balancer, but it is also a splitter. So I'll start research. So it needs 30 science packs, and it's got one there, and we haven't put output on, so we'll put output, and there he goes. And I've done that one wrong. There we go. And why is that? Ah, of course, because this needs a foundation. The loaders need power. There you go, I did that for demonstration purposes. Now, it won't go across like that, so you do have to actually build a block underneath like that, otherwise it won't oops. See, otherwise it won't connect, so you do have to have a full block underneath. Oh dear, a full block underneath to connect. There we go, intake, and you can see that that's gone down to 27 now, so those 3 that were made have gone in. There we go. And just do that because there's no hole there. Alright, so that is automation of the first science. How awesome is that? And we have everything connected with solar power. So if we have a look at the grid, nearly every machine has a grid, which is fantastic, which means you can just click on it and have a look. So you see it's only pulling about 50 kilowatts. We've got 1750 megajoules, so there's plenty there. We've got the biomass just in case, and everything is just working fantastic. What we'll do is we'll leave it there for our very first look. We'll definitely continue this, so watch out for episode 2. So those on the live stream, thank you very much. Those on YouTube, you know what to do. Any support is appreciated, and we'll see you again very soon for the next chapter in Foundry. Thank you very much.